We're back. Sorry about that. It seems the streaming software crashed unexpectedly, obviously. So I have restarted it. Hopefully it doesn't crash anymore. It's the first time that's ever crashed. Anyway, I quickly took out the bosses before restarting the stream, just because, like, yeah, I was in the middle of a fight, and it's not the easiest thing to do to restart a stream while you're trying to fight in the main boss room. So I took them out, and then you just seen we didn't get one on that occasion in that box, so we've got 1 out of 3 runs so far. On to the 4th. Again, I normally do this easier for suspender belt, but I've never ever done this without not having a suspender belt. So how easy it is to climb the rock all the way up. Them just spawn as I kill them. Really want to go to this flat part rather than the part that I normally go up. It's pretty easy climb, to be fair. Didn't know what I was worrying about. Obviously it's faster than suspended belt, but okay, this is our 4th box, and we have the sand bike booster. Rewind. I'm still pretty happy, to be fair. Like, we might have only got 1 out of this run, but 1 is definitely better than none, and that's all we got yesterday was none. So I'm still happy that we've got that. Oh crap! Just realised. Wow. And I only took that much damage. It's like, oh yeah, suspend the belt. Oh crap! They suspend the belt. Please don't having a suspend the belt. Also, my gun, I need to, so the gun I actually got from a NPC area. I think I got it from like a mission reward. The thing is that obviously you don't get the blueprint when you get that mission reward, you just get the gun. So I can't repair the gun I've got. However, I do actually have a better blueprint. Just that I'd actually bought, and I was going to put the production, but then got that gun. And then thought, oh, it's almost as good, so I just ended up just going with that one rather than having to build the other one. So now I'm going to actually have to build the other one, but the other one is actually better, so we're not going to be worse off. If anything, we'll be slightly better off. It's still a delirium gun, but they start to like about 10 DPS more than another sniper rifle, obviously. Why else not? So what we'll do now is we'll, even in this, we should be able to put the final things that are back at the base that I wasn't able to fit in the last run that I did. and hopefully that will be it then. Everything that I brought back from the deep desert will be back in the deep desert. Just while that's set, I have to go do this now actually. I was gonna say, my room is like a desert at the moment. It's hot. Open the window and put my fan on because I am absolutely boiling. I also need to get some more flower sand as well. Actually, I need to take flower sand into the desert, deep desert. I need to make some more fuel because the fuel that I've got out there at the moment is just enough to literally allow the base to tick over. It's not like long term by far. It's literally just enough to keep it running for, I think, probably about enough for 6 hours, I'd say, or maybe less, but not a huge amount of time. Is the main thing. First things first. I don't think I've got a suspender belt here, but actually I might have the suspender belts here. I don't think I'm about to repair them yet, but I'm about to fit one on. I think I have a spare. I think it's like some of the stuff I didn't bring was suspender belts, but they're the responsive one. So the full one is the one I really want for now. I'll repair it as well, but just having one that works is good. This one is like, yeah, it's not worth repairing. It's got to the stage now that if I repaired that, it just wouldn't be very efficient. In some ways it'd be like wasting resources. Like each time you do repair it, you do need slightly less, but it does get to a point where it's just time versus use kind of thing, in the sense of like you repair it but it's not going to take long before it just essentially needs repairing again, and you're then stuck without it whilst you don't have it working. I don't know why that. I just want to. What I need to do first is I need to learn these blueprints, because I found out now that it's just not worth trying to keep hold of these things unless I have some intention of selling it, which originally I did, but I found like the market for these, you're just not going to make much money from them unless you have a like super rare one, which those Cutterays could be, but I think I'm just going to keep them for myself and stack up as well as I can, because at some point I'm going to burn through them all, keep repairing them, and get to a point where I won't have one. Hopefully by that point I have a Mark 6 and it doesn't really bother me about using Mark 6 resources in order to make it the Mark 6 Cutteray. However, at the moment it is I'm very sensitive to that type of stuff, because I can't really afford to be building stuff like that unless I really have to. I really need to get those type of resources to go into other things. Anything heavy, like that's not very heavy, but it's the heaviest. All that stuff can actually just fit with us. Oh, I didn't really see that, but it doesn't really matter. I suppose we'll just take it. That's all the stuff that we took out. minus this, which first thing figure this out. Need to swap something like that. Put those in our backpack. Actually, yeah, you know, I just put that in there. I put it there because I need to go and get it. Need to go recycle. I don't want to keep it. These are all our comp. So we're on version 2.1. I was going to call it version 3, but then I thought actually iteration 3 should be the one where it's after the patch, because then it'll include all of the utilities on it. The 2.1 is kind of like a mid-step in between it. Cycle that. Avoid it. That. A responsive belt. Responsive belts just aren't very good for really how I use suspended belts. Rough, or did we pick it up from somewhere? I think we picked it up, didn't we? I think that's everything. Why am I missing the gloves? But maybe I already took them. Oh, I put them in a different box. It could be either or. Just double check we haven't. So here's the flower sand. We'll put one of these in the ornithopter. The 999 one. They don't stand like quite a big 999. I'll go out and do a little bit more to fill that back up, because I want that completely full for the head of the patch. Although I do have a little bit actually in this one. Not a huge amount, but a little bit more in that one. Stick that out. I'm not sure why I'll need it, but I just think I might. We don't have them. I swear like I might need some more of these, so I'm going to take some more out with me. Everything else, I think we're good for. Yeah, we are in that window of having to time waste at the moment, because as we seen yesterday, and even though we went really slow the very first time we went through, you do need to give it some time for the instances to reset. Go back through really fast. Basically, wherever you spawned yet, and you're just literally. Well, this time we didn't obviously kill anything, so all the things would still be there. We'd actually go all the way through that just to get to the box and find out that, oh, the box hasn't reset yet. So we haven't got a real indicator as to whether the area is reset or not. So if we just give it like, if we go back at like 0 o'clock, then we should be like okay to know that that's definitely enough time and it should have reset by then. We just need to waste like another 20 minutes. Obviously productively, of course. So we'll finish setting up the rest of the base. I'm also not sure why I'm setting up the base this week, because I'm away a bit this week. So I will also be hulling the Thursday and Friday streams, and I'm actually away for work on the Thursday, and then I'm away on Friday as well. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to stream. My work laptop isn't for gaming. Never mind streaming and gaming. Maybe the base looks quite good. Do a wing wave then. That's what they do in the RAF. A wing wave. Not just the RAF. They do it in like a lot of the militaries. When they're flying jets and stuff. Especially when they're at, like, they do it at air shows, but they'll do it out of other occasions as well. I just think it's quite cool. Complex machinery, like 405. We need like pretty much all those just to make the large spice. Finally, when we get the spice, which won't be, well, it'll be very unlikely to be this week. Not just because I'm away, but no one's been putting spice on the market recently. I did see some the other day, but it was only like 10 units, and it was going for quite a lot more money than I'm willing to pay. But it's just a patient game, unfortunately, where we're at the moment. We need to wait for the market to get to the right level where we need it. These I sell, but for now we'll put in here. What I'll do is I'll put all the stuff that we're going to sell or potentially sell on this row. They look like the same, but I think it's because like one's a diamond blade and the other one's just a normal blade. Gun parts. And they'll then be plastic and gun parts if we have any, if we don't. I'm trying to keep this like pretty organised so that when I put stuff in here, it stays, and I know roughly where it is. If you're wondering why I'm carefully putting this in rather than just dumping it. Not because I've got OCD, although that could be part of it. just drop it all down one. The only problem when you're like me, you've got like things that you like in a certain way. Having to do this every week and you're moving around. It's like when you move house, it's like just all disorganised mess for like however many months until you get the time to organise it and you have it where they want. The only thing is like that house move that you do like maybe once, maybe some people do it once or twice in a lifetime. Not me, like my dad was in the military, so we did it quite a lot. But yeah, doing this like every week is, I think this is why it's painful for me, is just because I like things in a particular way, and having to do this every week, I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit painful. Got a spare one in case I put it down the first time slightly wrong, so that I could have another crack at it. Ooh, we still got someone in the helicopter, well, the assault one. Scout one. I bought the 1,000 units because we need, if we're making the these are part of the actual thing that you need for it. So I bought a load because they were going really cheap on the market and they didn't normally go as cheap as they were. So I just bought a load. That stuff should go in the other box. Realistically, that should go in the other box, but I just want to keep all the spice stuff together. The whole idea is like this is the raw stuff and the other box is the processed stuff that's ready for whatever it's going to be used for. That's our flour sand and then layers. And that's it. I think we are now pretty much, apart from the fact that I haven't put the things down yet, pretty much sorted. Oh, I need to put out two more generators, but what we need to do first is we need to build a refinery, medium refinery, this chemical medium refinery, because we need to put the units into production that we need for that. So we need to make these. Now has no power. Oh, that's because I don't have enough power. Oh my god. Look, I'm sensitive enough. Oh, actually, I suppose I could make another couple. So what I've been doing so far is like I built two, then I split them out and made four, and then split it out again and doubled it each time almost. I think it's like just trying to split them out is going to be a bit like a lot more awkward than it has been. I can't put these out perfect at the moment. I'll install it later. Get them out for now. It's not gonna have to last too long. I think this one's got a few more in than the rest. No, 14. Why? Oh, we've only got 14 fuel cells. Oh, we're gonna need to do a battery run. Well, we'll quickly put them in. Go quickly go get some batteries. There's usually loads like up front. We don't like, I'd normally go to the testing station if I wanted a significant amount. But some at the moment just to keep that thing fed. I There should be some down here. We'll put them in. Do that to at least keep the base running for a little bit longer. Conscious that like the way I've just fit them out now means they're not going to last that long at all. Maybe an hour or two. You can always tell how long it will last because you can go to your sub feed and your sub feed will tell you like how much power you've got based on whatever's got the lowest mounting, because obviously if they drop a certain lot, actually 11 hours, that's way more than I was expecting. Still, we'll still put these in and then we're covered. Hopefully if we can get enough in for a couple of days we'll be sorted. So each time we put one in, so the 66 there, it's 66 times 5 because you get 5 back out for every run. So effectively I normally put in 100, which gives me out 500 obviously. Actually need 600 really, because that's an 100 each one. I think 100 each one covers the week. Soon find out. Go and get the remaining batteries. That'll keep that busy for a while. Thrown each other. Not like in Hack and Fish, like you won't find one or two in the whole area. Not in just like, and when I mean area, I mean like literally like the island I live on. Yeah, I might find one or two if I'm lucky. It varies from week to week because obviously they do change the nodes, and sometimes there will be a few. Even 4 there was one week, but then the next week I went back and I was like, where have they all gone? And literally I could only find one in the whole island. I was like, this is stupid. That one week I struggled for batteries. I actually had to obviously go further afield, and at the time I wasn't in the deep desert either, so I didn't realise that if I come here and literally batteries for bounties or surplus amount of batteries out here is ridiculous. The spice might be rare. Put batteries in. Silicon blocks. There's always something. I've got the final sergeant, so we do have to go back for that. It is the main reason why I brought the final stand out here, because I already foresee that. going to take? So that's going to take 14 minutes. That's going to take 33 minutes, and we're almost at 0 o'clock. So we may start heading back now. We'll go do our second run through the grind. I will dump the batteries off though before we leave. Before we go, we'll repair up. Because you know we'll die when we're out. Put the wrong thing. I do need both of them anyway, but it's just in the wrong place. That's last repair. By the time we do this run, which should take less than 30 minutes, given the 5 minutes or so to get there and back as well, 10 minutes there and back, I guess, we should get to the point where we get back and we should be able to put in the lubricant into production. But I'm not so worried now, because we checked the sub thief and we know that there's at least 11 hours of power for the base anyway, so that's the main concern, is that we run out of power, mainly because if a storm comes along it damages the base, but also people can, even if it's in the PV area, I've recently found out there are certain things that you can do that can potentially still mean people can take over the base and stuff if the shields are down. So while you need to do it for NPCs and stuff, people can do it. So certainly you do not want to leave your base unthieved and unpowered in any area, because you can still be attacked in a PvE area. You want to know more? Go and have a look online. It's in there. Red Edit. I want to attack a base with NPCs. In a non-PvP area. Quite clever actually. Hands down to the person that discovered it. They were definitely thinking outside the box. Is it one thing I think that the developers are fixed? I don't know. I'm like probably 50-50 on that. They could do, because it is. I don't know if you want to call it an exploit or not, because at the end of the day, it's ingenious and it's not easy to do either. However, when you learn the techniques required in order to be able to control an NPC, and then get the NPC to attack you by putting the sub thief in the way, so then the NPC is damaging the sub thief, is quite an ingenious sort of way of doing things. You could argue that it is an exploitation, but it's in some ways it's not. It's just a lot of effort And the person space has to be down anyway. Like, the only reason why people are doing this is because of the way that the bases degrade, and that basically loot is literally just going into the lands of the gods. Like, it's not actually going to anyone because the whole building goes down before loot becomes lootable, and it means like a lot is being lost, so literally to nowhere. So in some ways, like, you could argue it's an exploit, but at the same time you could also say, well, players have to go to a lot of effort for it. It's not the easiest thing to do, and it's gonna go, like, it's not as if, at least the players it's been done on, so most of the players it's been done on, it's not, you know, it's not being lost in some ways, where at the current way it's all set up, these things are getting lost. So I don't know. But that's the stage it's going to be. That's what called the hole in the floor, is it? The only thing now, because the map's been reset. You know what it looks like. You know roughly where it is. Can't be that. Let's do this one. Let's be 140 T2. Actually, we've already been there, haven't we? So why, like, why is it not already? Why is it already covered up? That's weird. Actually, that's not the one, is it? That's got half fallen over. Where are we going? We've done this one today. I've literally gone to. I'm not going far enough over. There it is. I don't think I've been to that one actually. We've just gone to now. This one we're going to. I have been to it before doing these grinds, but only been there a couple of times for some of the timeline missions required to go to it, and that's the reason why I'd been to it. That one back there, I'm pretty sure I've not been to that one before. Which is why I'm looking at it going, that looks like it, but then it's not like it, because it's definitely not deep enough, and it's also got tarpaulin over it, which the one we're going to doesn't. I'm going to see if I can dive on this. Let's see if we can do it. Oh, almost. I did pulled out a little bit. Doesn't trust herself. That's the right one. Yeah. Okay, hopefully this is reset. You know how angry all these guys are. Hopefully someone's come like and cleared it since we've been here.
And welcome to Imperial Desert.
Not.
Identify yourself.
I'm expecting to see a 90, but it's like no 90 there. Let's skip through all this. I'll go that way. Come this way. Ooh, I think we might be on. Get the ID valve. That's all we need. Going the wrong way. Oh, stop. Like 4 of them. One of the reasons why I tend to not try and do this too much. Or I don't need to.
And welcome to Imperial Desert Testing Station number 6. This station is dedicated to aeronology. Wait a minute. What's aeronology?
Oh no, you don't.
Why, it's the study of candidate
You can't constantly tell me not allowed to this stuff. Always a challenge. Anyway, let's go to the next area. I think before we run all the way through, we need to make sure we've got plenty more ammo. Oh my god, they just like literally. Where the hell have you fired me from? That guy, isn't it? Cheeky guy. Don't want your slow darts in me. This is always a good sign when you see them things spinning. You know it's reset. Why the hell are the NPCs there? I wonder if they're still dragged through here and they haven't come back. Feel sorry for anyone that came through here after we came through here. We left this area very populated with a lot of these things and various other things around. Freaking knifey. I should say Russia, because that's what they are. They're called Russians, but still knifeys to me. Even their official name might be Russia. Another Russia. Or knifey. Just back. Another one. Wow. How many? Looks like another one. I don't mind guns. Their shields are useless, but the Russians, their shields are pretty good. At least take more than one shot normally, unless they don't put the shield up. Yeah, just gone at me. But it's these things that you need to essentially learn how to control and attack a base. So this guy did a lot of experimenting to work out essentially what of the NPCs are the easiest to control and will do damage, and he found that some of these, obviously, their leash, and when we refer to it like a leash, we're talking about like how far an NPC will come away from its respawn point. because generally these will like, if you take them so far away from like where they originally spawned from, they'll always want to like go back to where they were. Some of them have more of a kind of like elastic band kind of thing to that spawn point than others, and some of them will come further away. But what this guy found is he was able to get these rushers to follow him, and using a bit of techniques as well when he was building and having to, like, for a particular one, get it to climb up, because he was having to attack a sub thief that was essentially halfway up a building in a very awkward place, and the only way he could do it was to essentially build up to it. But then he had to get this NPC to jump over a gap, and he found techniques of doing that as well. It's like really, really interesting. I will put a link in today's description so you can check it out for yourself. But yeah, definitely check it out, because if you're interested in, like, if you can see a base that's near you and you can see it degrading, you can use this technique to essentially take away its sub thief, and then essentially get all the loot from it. So rather than it go to the no lands, it goes to your pocket. So this is our final room. Take out these guys. Put the shields up. Come on, quick. There's way more in there than is usually. It's like usually just like one gunner, and obviously our flying rifle he's always around. This seems like quite like he stays there, like never comes to chasing us. There's no knife though, which is surprising. So that's that. We are now going to go into the room, and hopefully we might get another Cutteray. And we can make this getting one every time. And we haven't got a Cutteray this time. We've got a compactor. I need to get the wristband so I can get out. My wings are looking a bit orange up. I think we'll repair them when I get back. No rush, they'll last until then. At least this will be easy now. Just lucky actually last time I did this that my Cutteray didn't die before I managed to make the final leap. Else that would have made having to come through this, well, just longer. Why? Like, wondering why this isn't happening. Like, helps if you get the right thing out. Like, I haven't got HUD feeling. We got one of them yesterday. And it looks like this has recently been done because there's no boss here. To the next. Be more. Hopefully one of them will get another one. Like, would I be disappointed if we only got one today? Well, I'm not sure it's disappointed. I'd just say like it probably adds up as to like just how rare these things are at the moment, really, and puts into light as well just how much harder it's going to be going forward. Like right on the edge. This is why I always going on about be careful when you're parking on the edge. I'm a bit too close. There could be someone just ahead of us. But didn't do the other. Didn't do the first one we did, but could be doing these. Outside seemed a bit quiet. Oh no, they're not reset. I would expect them to be reset. Although, they might just not do it in a fast way. That looks empty. I think they just seen us. They turned around just as we were going past them. Goodbye. This snipey will follow us, so we'll probably need to go with them. Get the white weapon.
Target found.
Thanks. Oh, this could be a death. Like, how many? They should reset. Oh, this far up. Don't think we've got any. So yeah, don't think we've got any. Oh. Packs. 4 grass to make my packs. One poison damage. It's also because I don't have the skills that I normally would have that mitigate the poison damage either. Do I... Let's reset. Skills. Actually, that should have mitigated it. As long as you have enough stamina. We had enough stamina, yet we're still taking our health. Game. Oh my god. all this time. Double gangers. I've used the area one as well. I didn't realise they were going to come out. I just used a single one. Now there's only one. Probably means, yeah, I'm gonna say that's probably all reset because we've probably gone too far out. How annoying! I'm gonna have to go and get all the fucking missiles again. And this is usually the easier one.
Someone here. Got them. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah. They're here. Hold on.
I like it. You're really annoying me. This surprisingly looks like there's a boss in it. I'll live with that. Well, we haven't got what we wanted. We got some water canister. A nice water canister obviously, but not what we were after. On to the final one then, for today. We're doing well time-wise until we came in this one. I think we wasted more time in this one than we did the last two places. The next one is super easy. It's a run through, hover up, and then hopefully grab the loot we were after and pop back out. Usually very uneventful, having a few things shooting at us, or trying to run through. our final one for today is on the right. Will we get one? It'd be good if we do. It'll make the ratio look better than it currently does. And we haven't. We've got another bike one in exactly the same place. We've last got the bike booster. Like I said, they do randomise. It just seems like for some reason they do. Sometimes got the same things as well at the same place. So that is it for today. We have done 2 rounds of these runs. We have got 1 Cutteray from today. We could do another run, but by the time this all resets, it will be the end of the stream. So I'll be doing another run later, but you won't be around to see it because the stream will be ended by that point. But yeah, we'll now go back to the base. Go put those fuel cells into production, which should now be finished in the circuit. Work out where the nearest place is to get out of this. I don't think I've ever gone this way, but we'll try it. I was expecting it way further out. Yeah, today's been a very productive day. We've done not too bad. We've got 1 Cutteray. If we get 1 a day, that would be 7 by the time we finish doing these grinds. I'm hoping we get a bit more than that, but like 7 over like a week isn't too bad, I guess. Although there's going to be 2 days when I can't grind, so maybe that might be 5 because I'm away for 2 days, so I won't be able to grind on those days. I always see people checking out my moves because it's quite unusual. It's quite unusual too. They've used kind of like the Atreides, it's like the gate. I think that is the Atreides gate, isn't it? And they've just kept using the gate all the way around. Yeah, that's good. I don't think there's like many players that have come up with this, like obviously apart from the people that keep doing boxes. Like, come on guys, if you're making a box base, be a little bit more creative than that. But generally most people I would say don't, and there isn't one base that's like another base, other than if it is made by the same person, obviously. Like our out base here is the very top of our main base back in Haga. Well, at least from the outside it looks the same. From the inside obviously it's not, but from the inside it looks the same. I had to extend it a bit so that I could fit the the large spice refinery in. Well, that's still going. Alright. So we can put this, queue it. There's only 13 minutes left, it's not too bad. We can take this stuff out as well. Start putting that into the... Must be full. Refusing to pick it up. 100 in each first to see what that does. I think that's about 5 days. How long will this one last? It's 100 in it. It should say how long it'll last. So it'll last 4 days. 4 days and 4 hours and a half. And I need it to last 7 days, so I'm going to need about 150. That should be enough then to last until next week, when we take it back down. I think that's how much I put in it last time, actually, 150. Now I'm thinking about it. We just need to produce, not a huge amount more, but we won't need 100. That's 300. 60. So that plus the 2 other ones we need to fill up as well, which have about 100 each. So they only need about 17. Not an exact size, but I think 70 would be pretty close. They give us the 150 in each. We've got 100 in most of them, apart from 2 of them, which will only have 10 each, roughly, or 15 thereabouts. These 2 ones at the end will have 15 in. These all now have 100 in. So that's the 50 we needed, which was 300 divided by the 5 came to 60. So yeah, that should be enough. It might be just a little bit short. We can just top it up a little bit more. We'll just check to make sure it covers as long as, to the point basically when it's based back down, which will be on Monday evening. So theoretically it's not full 7 days, it's more like 6.5 to 6, but it's roughly around there. I'll start doing that. We will do all the different things I need. Need a refinery. I'd love the large one, but still don't have enough to put that in. Mainly it's the spice that I don't have enough of. Fastland ingot stuff. Pretty much have enough of that now. A little bit short, but do have a little bit more at the base if we needed to bring it back. We could do, but I'd rather try and keep the large chest or safes there, so I'll probably just go out and do a quick run. You can easily get about make about 15 off a small run. Actually, yeah, I don't know where the the nodes are this week. I should go and check where the nodes are. I'm thinking where the nodes were from last week. Last week there was a small node not too far from the normal place that we go to, so hopefully this time the big node's back that end, but we'll see. Spice flange is the main thing why we can't build this at the moment. The cobalt paste, I can easily make that. That's not hard to put that into production, and the silicon rocks, yeah, we've got all the resources. It's just about making it. For now, will have the medium. That's nice and line, this one. It's not in the line, and it's things like this that bug me. This is why I can't wait for the next patch to come out, because for someone like me that spent ages making sure I fix the line properly and it's all straight, because it does my head in when I see it's not straight, it's going to make so much of a difference, because I won't have to like reposition everything again and remember where I put everything. Well, remember where I put everything's not hard, but it's mainly like just getting everything the way I like it. This game is not good for people who have OCD. That's where it should be. I can't remember what's supposed to be here. Oh yeah, these. It's the fabricators. Just the normal ones, like not the advanced ones. But I don't want to really use the spice command. I could do. I don't really build anything the advanced stuff in it. The main reason why I'm not going to bother building them. On that. Silicon blocks. Yeah, silicon blocks is the only thing which are on. Oh, and the industrial ones. I'm surprised I didn't have more industrial pumps out, if I'm honest. For me, the large spice refinery, look at that, it's just, I still can't get over it. Actually, complex machinery parts, I thought it took way more than that, but I'm thinking I probably looked at it back at the main Hager basin and it requires twice as much out there. The advanced machinery parts as well, only 28, got plenty of them. Platinum ingots, yeah, we just need to keep farming them. Silicon, we've got plenty of that stuff to make that. Spice melons, we're going to buy it. And the cobalt paste again, it's not hard to build that amount. A bit time grinding, but not hard. Probably stop that actually, because we've got enough. How are we on? I wonder if we sneak one more running on the stream. We might just, like, if we leave it till about 10 to, I reckon we try and see whether or not that instance is reset. It might be a bit too early. I think the easiest way to find out is just to have a quick sneak through the planet shields and see if these spice refining things are respawned. If they've respawned, then that's a sign that the area has respawned from the last time we did it. Yeah, like filling up the base this week has been way faster. Oh, one thing I haven't put up actually, I've just noticed. 2 lights I haven't put up. I normally put up. So when it's not late at night, you can see the faces light up. There is also a bug I found as well. When you're building your base from Blueprint, you will find, or at least I've found, that when you build some of the blocks, it says it won't let you build them. It says that the block's blocked by something. However, if you log back off and log back in, you'll find that you'll actually be able to find that you can do it without having to demolish and try and replace it. I found this out because essentially I've come across a few blocks, and it's happened a few times that I've done it, because I've obviously rebuilt this base a lot of times trying to experiment how's the best way to make a blueprint for this base, and I kept finding that these side panels here don't always let you connect them. It says they're blocked, or these will say they're blocked. And even today I found that one of these said it was blocked, even though there's no reason as to why it would say that. So I found that if you log out, then log back in, you can then go back to that same thing that says it's blocked, and it'll let you build. Fairly weird, but that's the workaround. Few minutes out. I got really nothing to do. There's always points in this game where there isn't much that we can do, because we're literally waiting for a few things to happen for us to be able to do anything. And I don't want to go back to hibernation too early, because I don't know whether that affects the respawn rate and how that might affect that. It should be just based on when you come away from the area. But to be safe, stay away for as long as I can, and then go back at some point closer. So if you have any questions or anything about Dune Awakening, I would say I'm far from the expert. There are plenty of people out there that I'm still learning from. However, if you do have any questions, do fire them my way. I will always go out my way, try and find and source the answer for you if I don't know it already. To be fair, I do know quite a lot about the game, and having grinded now about 400 hours in the game, so there isn't a huge amount, at least in the main game mechanics, I don't understand and know at least something about. Maybe not a huge amount, but at least have some idea on how it works. The PvP side of the game is non-existent, other than griefing. That's pretty evident from everything I've seen, but I have seen some really good non-griefing things that have happened as well, that look really fun would have been fun to be a part of. So yeah, the end game is a bit weird, but FunCon games tend to be like that. The community are, from what I'm hearing, pushing towards FunCon doing what they have done in a lot of their other games, and that's have end kind of raid places where you can group up with 20 or more players, usually about 24 players, and effectively raid against a boss or some, an instance. That would be really epic if they did something like that. I'm not sure they'll do that with this game, because it doesn't seem like this game was ever built with that intention, and the end game was always going to be aimed towards the deep desert, which was going to be PvP pretty much. However, obviously it looks like they revised that and went half desert and half PvE, so they've already rolled back, I think, on that whole concept of PvP, the full end game. But still, I'd say I still think they want to push towards that, so I can't see them going down the raid route, if I'm honest. Coming up. The MP4. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we didn't make that. Well, that's not the one we've got from the race. Unless I mistakenly picked it up. I don't think I did. I'm not going to shred it in case it is the one I bought in case, but I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure that's in a different chest than where we were in. But look, MP4, MP4, MP4. Shred, shred, shred. Like, unless it's 5. No point keeping it. Don't repair it just to shred it. That would be a waste of resource. Shred this just to get the plant fibers. Okay, we're about like 30 minutes off the end of the stream. However, I'm going to go back and see if not the raid or the NPC area has reset. If it has, we'll do one more run before we end it. But I think we might be on that bit already. Walking into the rock there. Not concentrating, not realising my speed isn't high enough to really maintain that. See whether or not it's reset. Check back here, I should be able to see whether or not the like we won't be able to go through the battleship, but we should be able to see from here whether or not it's reset, hopefully. Well, the NPCs are reset, so that's a positive sign. Alright, let's go for it. thought that was a Russia then. Like, oh, there's a Russia. Oh no, that's not Russia. That's a player.
Greetings, and welcome to Imperial Desert.
See if they cleared the area. Well, looks like they have to clear the area. That's very helpful for us. Not that we were gonna take out all the enemies, but it's always easier if it's clear. Bastard. Bears. My fear is like when you do this and you're literally running through it and you're disturbing all the enemies, or the NPCs should I really say, is that you go the wrong way and then you literally like go into a dead end, you have tons of things behind you all chasing you down, and you're literally like there going, oh dear. Because they've just been literally bombarded and swarmed by everything, and even if they're like low NPCs, they can still hurt. I don't think that guy had picked up this button, or he's just not doing this. Don't know what I love this one more just because I get like spice up each time I do it. Great. Any excuse to get spice on. Not much, but every little bit counts. If you do this run enough. Something you wouldn't otherwise get. Seen another one, where did they go? Like they need to go round, I think run around there.
Target found.
Could be at least another one somewhere. North around here, which is highly suspicious. Probably sneak up on us later. I don't think any med stuff that I can talk about. I'm sure we'll be right. Be a little bit more careful, I guess. Two lifeys there. 8 lifeys. I still call them lifeys even though I know they're rushes, but I will. Expected it to be a rusher. More than one again. I don't understand like why sometimes there's like one in the area and then there's like 3 or 4. this area. Very helpful for it. Who the hell shooting there? Can you carry med packs? Like, felt very stationary as well.
Shield on.
First I heard someone say shield on. Big giveaway that someone's there. Not I can see them. I just run through it because like none of these are run through it. Just planted. And that means loot time. Do we get one? Do we not? Probably don't, but gotta live in hope. Nope. Pipe cleaner again. Tell you what, if you want pipe cleaners, I've got plenty of them. I've got three or four of them now. Got two of them yesterday. They're going to do the same thing as us. Dink. Got a miner's blessing. Oh, that's at the top. Miner's fucking curse. What that is. And on to the next one. That's like, that one's always like just ridiculously fast. It's like just no point taking anything out unless you get caught by like a lot of NPCs in the area. Like I have once seen them there and been able to still do that. But I've done that like so many times now where it's just like skip through and not even see anything. We're on the third one now, aren't we? Going through this a little bit too fast, I think, because I think we might even get to like this one and it might not be reset yet. This one was a little bit challenging last time we went through it. I don't know why. I think we were just unlucky in how we pulled things that just don't normally do what they did this time. Last time was just a bit weird. Like, I'm not a fan of rushes, but the way we managed to grab them last time was not good. Yeah. That's how normally you'll see two in that room, so that's usually a good sign that the area could be clear of NPCs. Good. Could be one around the corner, but we didn't go. We're not going around there anyway. We'll come back out the way we came. Just so that we don't aggro or anything. If there is anything remaining there. In the boss room, which has looks like the boss. Really this, so we'll just go to loot, hopefully get a loot that we want. Oh no, that's a reset. Oh, this is what I feared. We'd get to a point where we're going a bit too fast and that hasn't reset yet. We could potentially wait in here, but I'm not too sure whether or not it'll reset while we're too close to it. Well, we can't go on to the last one then, because if this one doesn't reset, the last one definitely wouldn't reset. We've gone through that last one a bit too fast. Ooh, there's some healing stuff. We can potentially wait around here a little bit, see if it resets. Like as long as we're outside the room, it should have a chance to reset. Because on a lock room, if you stand outside the room of the lock room, you can fire through the penta shield on the lock room once until you aggro an enemy, and then it kind of shields and prevents you from taking any more shots through it. I only realised that because NPCs shoot you, and their first shot, because they're not officially aggroed by that point, their hit will hit you. And I realised that actually you can hit them until they're considered aggroed, which is when they get hit for the first time or after they fire for the first time. Which effectively allows you to take out the enemies before you actually go in the room, because you just effectively allow the room to keep resetting itself, so that penta shield keeps going down, and then you can effectively take out all the enemies before you even step in the room. That's a lot of trial and error for that, working that one out. And if you just go away, like go away, and then come back. We'll obviously lose our penta shield access as soon as we go too far out. But I'm not sure if it resets if we stay around here, so bit of a chicken and egg situation now. Do I go? Do I stay? We'll give it 5 minutes. Because we weren't that slow last time. If anything, we were slightly slower just because I couldn't quite, because obviously my suspender belt broke, so I had to do it a little bit more slower, but we still weren't that slow. The part that was slow was actually running this room last time, which is why I think this is why we're not reset on this quite yet. I think we've just come through this obviously very fast this time because there's no one here. We'll give it to, I don't know, 12 minutes past. If it hasn't reset by 12 minutes past, we'll wait another 5 minutes and then we'll go to the final one. I say wait 5 minutes because then I'm trying to give a little bit more time for the last one to reset. If we are stopping this one from resetting. Ooh. I thought that was a... Oh, just a player. I actually thought that was a... Ooh. Where did they go? They just like literally run away. They do look like they're draft like a Russia though. So every time I see them it's like, is that Russia? That's the same person as at the last place we were at though. And the place we were all at. They're obviously doing what we're doing. Oh, and after all that, it didn't give us what we're after. Oh well. Oh, friend invite them, why not? I don't actually have that many friends on here. Oh, not on this server. Probably a PvE player by the looks of it as well. 'Cause, yeah, he seems like one of the cautious people that I'm probably selling my thermal cores to, who just don't go after PvE or without realising that, like, you can go to half of it and it's like just the same as being here really. Other than the fact obviously you can't build base out there and it stays there permanently, but that's the only main disadvantage at the moment, I'd say. And that's it. We've done another run and ruined more of our like stats really because we've run it another time through and not harder drop, which just makes our stats not look as good as it would have done. But hey ho, I was going to do it regardless of whether I was doing it on the stream or not. So thank you very much, guys. That's the end of today's stream. We are 22 minutes over. Part of that was chatting to that guy, but we did need to waste time anyway. So thanks very much. I hope you have a lovely evening. Catch you again tomorrow. We'll be streaming again at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Remember, Thursday and Friday this week we won't be streaming. I will need to just change the stream schedule just so other people are aware. But yep, thank you very much. Enjoy your evening, and if you're not subscribed, do consider subscribing. It just will let you notify when we're next streaming if you're obviously not following the schedule. So thank you very much and have a lovely evening. Thank you. Hello out.